Hey, what's up, everybody? BDF 44 coming at you with another video. All right, so I thought I had created enough space to just talk as freely as possible, but it cut off at an hour and 18 minutes, which is probably more than enough content for y'all to be listening to me preaching in y'all ear. But I just wanted to come back and end that video by just finishing the thought, which was I was going to say you should hate the consequences that come with the blowback of being hateful. Don't allow yourself to fall into hate thinking that it's going to bring you anything other than that. It's going to bring you the consequences of deserving worse for being hateful, and that's ultimately the end of that thought. But I just want to encourage everybody to continue to believe. Obviously, right now, what I'm going through, I'm believing in God heavily, and I'm leaning into Him, and I'm letting Him speak to me on how He wants me to use my time today. And the way that He told me to kind of handle things this morning is to just continue to do what comes naturally to me by providing the content um, that I have in my heart to share. So that's really what this was. I just wanted to come back and end that video. It really was pretty much over. But I don't like when my stuff get cut off, as you guys know. So I always want to do that. But if I could add something to this particular video for all the new people who haven't been listening to me for the last hour and 18 minutes, I just want you guys to know that God is a real comforter. My mother used to tell me the Holy Spirit is your comforter. That was what she used to tell me all the time, all the time, all the time. And while I would hear her, and of course, mommy say it, I believe it. So it's like, okay, we're moving with that. But now that I've gotten to a place where I'm really asking for that comfort and I'm looking for that comfort, the amount of comfort that I found has been like divine. And that's what I want people to understand. That's something I can throw into a quick video. Divine, y'all. Like when you sitting up there and you feeling whatever you're feeling and you go to God and you stay there in that meditative space and you let Him in, it can really help you find an unwavering amount of confidence and comfort. And so I think a lot of that has to do with what you're doing leading up to that as well. If you're in the right spirit leading up to that, it'll be even stronger. If you're praying for yourself and others often and leading up to those moments when you need to do that, you'll be even more comforted. And I think that's kind of what it is for me because I've been doing so much of that. Um, but I'm telling you, at the end of the day, that's the truth. The Holy Spirit, the God energy, the consciousness of love, however it's equated in your world, I do believe that the comfort is found in meditating in that mindset, that energy, or however that is said. You want to find comfort in life during your most difficult moments. You want to find solutions that allow you to be still and make good decisions. Uh, I think that's where you find it. I really do. And so that's what I've been talking about for the last hour and 18 minutes. Uh, for the most part, just telling y'all everything that's been coming to me in meditative spaces, like just a bunch of different points. That's what I just been doing because I've been so close to Him and He's been saying so much to me in regards to what He wants me to say into this camera and what it is He wants me to convey overall. So I just feel like everything I got going on is on time. I think He's got me in His arms real right, right where I need to be. And now I'm just looking forward to addressing the times in front of me and being proactive in doing things necessary to fix my problems and giving those problems to God and letting Him be bigger than those problems. So that's really what it is. We're on our minister tip, I guess you could say. I don't want to turn this to a preacher channel or nothing like that, but in general, when you see BDF go through hard times, you best believe I'm going to my faith and I'm going to be a preacher for as long as them problems last. Because if I'm not doing that, then I'm thinking of negative stuff that just doesn't help. Trying to escape these problems with negative vibes, so to speak, turning to hateful energy as a means of comfort doesn't work, man. Trying to lash out at people who lash out at you, it doesn't work. What does work is turning to God and asking Him for direction, whatever the comfort, I guess, whatever it would be. You turn to Him, you say, hey, this is what I'm going through, this is what it is. These are the people that I need to pray for in regards to my problems, and I leave it all with you. And then from there, I ask that you direct my energy to the best possible outcome. See to it that I'm doing something that's going to lead me to being most satisfied, most happy, or making it so that who I care about is most satisfied. Whatever your goal is, that's the prayer. That's the prayer, that you give that stuff to a higher power and let all the stuff that would otherwise be a natural reaction take a secondary seat in a different space in your mind. Because you don't know what comes with what. And a lot of times when we lash out, all it really does is allow our demons to take on the punishment they crave. We got to understand that. you got to look at your demons like this. They're protected by being inside of your vessel, so they can cause all kinds of chaos that will punish you that they will never feel. And that's why we got to fight our inner demons. That's why we got to overcome the evil inside, because we got to understand that its intended purpose is to use us as a pincushion for its own amusement, while simultaneously doing wrong everywhere it goes to try to duplicate the energy that it has in others. That's a demon's purpose. It's convert. But it's never meant to protect you. Not from within inside you. Absolutely not. It's meant to provide a bad example of you to others, make it so that people hate you, so you're attacked, and ultimately give you pain in those attacks. And to laugh about it and gain strength from you being attacked. That's what it is. It can multiply by you feeling the force of the attacks and then being worse for it. In ego, in revenge, or what have you. I'm telling you, I know how they work. And I said, it's like that for everybody. The intrusive thoughts and evil thoughts, they picture it being like this. You see in the movie where a guy will take another guy's body and somebody shooting at him and have that body in front of him, let him take all the bullets. I mean, I know it's not the most pretty sight, but that's exactly what the demon's doing to you. It's exactly what inner demons do to you. They taking your body and they using you as a bulletproof vest for all of the negativity that they wish to bring to you. And you are going to feel like that demon is you. It's going to attach itself to your consciousness. It's going to attach itself to your intentions. And you're going to feel as if it's speaking for you. No different than when I speak and allow the Lord to speak through me in this moment. Just like I did for the last 18 minutes. It's the exact way it works. God works that way in regards to making you do good, and demons will work that way in regards to making you a pincushion for their amusement and overall empowering the duplication of their energies. It's how evil keeps going, man, and we gotta know that that is not something that we can turn off depending on who we point it at. It's very important you know that. When you point it at the people who are deserving, or you point it at the people who are not deserving, either way, it's going to do the damage it needs to do to you. So for those who are saying, don't forgive, or don't look for strength in forgiveness, or don't look for opportunities to be better in terms of allowing forgiveness to enter your heart, you got to understand, if forgiveness is not entering your heart, then chances are you got a demon using you as a pincushion in its stead. So that's something that's very, very important. I'm glad the Lord allowed me to put it in a much smaller video, because it is entirely too important that we all deal with our demons accordingly. Inner demons, especially all of us who don't think there's nothing wrong with us, who don't believe in the spirit, who don't have no belief in no God. You are very much susceptible to this. I want people to hear this because I don't think this is said many times to non-believers, because if people don't want to offend you, or people are afraid how you're going to respond to that, or they know they're going to turn your ears off, that you might not listen to this, but I don't care. I want non-believers to know exactly what they're up against. There is spiritual energies that have all types of different forms and ways, good and bad. It's so much spiritual. It's a whole spiritual universe basically out there. Conscious energies, conscious, intentional, feeling energies that exist like we do. This is something I've come to just understand and believe and know is fact. What we cannot do, if you're a non-believer, is walk around thinking that this does not exist in any form. If you can't find God, understand that there's some secrets to life that are not privy to you for whatever reasons. It does not mean that these things do not exist or hold merit in the real world. They really, actually, physically do. And I'm living proof of this by way of the walk I'm in. Sometimes, man, you just got to know there's more to life than what you see. And I don't know the answers to everything. I don't know nothing about no aliens. I don't know nothing about all these different types of things, but I can tell you about spiritual energy. Spiritual energy is real. Spiritual comfort is real. the inability for certain energies to enter my head when I'm being positive and thinking of God first is real. And the controlling of those energies when I am away from God and doing things the wrong way is real. All of this I've experienced in my 38 years of life. All of it, I can tell you, is real. And I think the mental illness, so to speak, aspect of it allows for me to open my heart to these type of thoughts, because if I were sane and on the frequency of sanity, I would never deviate from certain cultures that are supposed to be factual. I think that's the definition of sanity, is in alignment with cultures that have been taught to all of us. You must do this, you must do that, you must look at yourself this way if you're not doing that, and all these different kinds of things that I just, in my mindset, don't have to adhere to based on how I'm wired to begin with. So it allows me to step into the spirit. It's purposeful. And so I always mention of people who are mentally ill or autistic or what have you. They have a connection with God, man. They got a connection with Him. And mistreating those people is bad juju, man. I'm just telling you this from within my heart. I know it. I've known it since I was a little kid. My little brother, Matthew, his spirit, directly connected to the source. Direct. I've seen it in many different ways in the short times that I spent with my little brother. I know this. He's had God in his heart, making him happy since he was 6 years old. I remember one night I was in the bed. It was a bunk bed. It was Matthew underneath me, and I, of course, was in the top bed. I remember waking up 6 a.m, listening to Matthew giggling in the dark. Pure joy, man. And he was talking to some type of angel or something. He was talking to a spirit. Now, mind you, he's like maybe 7 years younger than me. So I'm old enough to kind of have some cognizance that this is different. This is different, Probably back 11, 12 years old. But I never forgot that. He was up cracking up. Something was telling him a joke in the middle of the night. And it was all good, and it was love. It's a lot of love he was feeling. I could feel it too. It was like, who my brother talking to? Whoever he was talking to was talking back to him, and they were giving him love in his heart. And so what I'm telling you is that example helped me understand that, I'm a little wired different. I might be able to tap into some of that joy that he's getting out of nowhere. I'm of his DNA. I may not be wired like him, but he's my little brother. Maybe I can find the comfort of the energy that he found in his imagination / whatever spiritual energy was coming his way. So that manifested into a belief that the Lord can make me happy out of nowhere. The Lord can comfort me out of nowhere. Manifested into an understanding that I could apply that love based on what it was that I was seeing my little brother engaging in, which is just pure joy out of nowhere. And the only reason why his mind allowed him to do that is because he was wired very uniquely. So for those who think it's a disability to talk, you see people talking to themselves. Yeah, some of them probably aren't talking to anybody. Some of them actually are talking to someone. Some of those people, you can't hear who they're talking to, but believe you me, they're communicating with something. That energy is there. And because they're wired the way they are, they can tap into it. That's what that is. I come to understand that. And that's not everybody. That's not everybody. Some of them are talking to themselves. Some of them are just like, they're wired not for that. But, nah. Some of them are, man. Some people are very deeply spiritual. And so, I just try to stay on the right side of them. I pray for everybody who don't pray like me, because I don't want no enemies. No, there's going to be the enemy. But as far as God's people who may not have discovered themselves to be God's people, I don't have any interest but to help you, guide you to energies that help you, guide you to energies. You see what I'm saying? It just goes forever in that regard. You know what I'm saying? And eventually we have friendships. Eventually we find inner peace and love that allows us to deal with hard times better. It allows us to fit in as a piece to a community that is helpful to itself. Take care of home first, add that love to something else, and then boom, it'll bloom into so much more than what you can do alone. And that's what it is for me now. It's like I've been doing all this alone. The comfort that I have in this house is not of God, because it's no longer meant for me to be here anymore in this way. It's time for me to embrace new ways, new living, while taking everything that I've gotten from this place and taking it somewhere else. And any of the fears that I would have harbored or perceived myself to harbor don't have to necessarily enter the equation because of my faith that is in place in this way. The old me who perceived me having problems with things the way that I did back then that was a me that didn't know the truth that I know now. Now that I apply what I know now, I can have not only the grace of the Lord saving me from my circumstances, but the belief that he's going to make it so that my circumstances will be palatable regardless of how I perceive them. And we can combat that demon that ultimately wants to turn me into a pincushion. Because once I start thinking about doubt, then I start thinking about solutions to that doubt. Then I start thinking about how to cope. Then I start thinking about how to secure things. And then you start thinking about all the bad stuff that comes to help you secure things instead of letting God do that for you. See how that transpires, the domino effect? I'm fearful. I'm not of God. Okay, let me go outside and rob somebody. That will secure the cash. Now, that'll also secure me having a bad name, maybe losing my life in that robbery, maybe obviously going to jail for a million years, whatever. But the point is, my doubt forced me out to secure something, regardless if it's right or wrong. My doubt and the lack of God in my heart tell me, yo, that you don't do that. You're going to find another way, and I'm going to tell you what it is. Just stay with me for a minute. We'll figure it out. You ain't going to never have that because you're going to go outside and you're going to fix your problem. And as a result, your demons are going to do that for you. They're going to use you as a pincushion. You're going to take all that blowback back, and they're going to be laughing, getting stronger by the second. I'm telling you. That's how it works. And you're going to let desperation coerce you into bad spaces. Nah. That's how we were. That's not how we have to be going forward. That ain't what has to happen after you heard these words anymore. You ain't got to be that way no more. You know better now. Now you do. And so that's what I'm here to tell you. I'm here to tell you that. All these different things that we engage in ain't nothing that helps anybody, or if it's going to make people feel worse, regardless if we think God is mad at them or not. I promise you, he's more mad at us for not allowing him to discern how best to deal with whatever it is that he's not happy with. He don't want his people turning to others and saying, I got bad energy for you because you're mad, because you made God mad. Because you can't do good with your anger. He can. He can harness his anger. He can turn it into something that turns you into something better. He can turn it into something that changes the world for the better. He knows how to manage that energy without allowing it to turn him into a pincushion. Anger don't do that for you. Anger is going to turn you into that demon-used pincushion that allows for you to get all the blowback from what comes with being that way. Lashing out, angry, revenge, and all the trauma that comes with that. Even if you do that. Even if somebody came in and did something to you. You know what I'm saying? Hear me out. They came in, did what they did. All right. Let's go back and do what we did. But when we do, we're going to have an event take place that's going to traumatize somebody that don't deserve to be traumatized. And while you may feel that's justified, they did to me, it did to me. Nah, now you're a bad guy to that person you did that to. And they don't even know what happened to you. They're not a part of that. They didn't do it to you, but now you're a bad guy to them. God going to deal with you about them. And your interest in trying to get revenge for what was done to you. Know that. You're going to sit in the same situation that the person who did to you is going to be in because of what you decided to do in response to that. Revenge is God's for a reason. And it's not because he wants us to sit here and let our egos be ruptured by people's nonsense. No, it's because we can't harness our anger in positive ways. And we can't see all the angles that reverberate from what it is that we do that ain't good. You can't see it. You don't know what you're going to be doing. You don't know what type of cultures you're going to manifest just by putting trauma in a certain person. Think about it. Some of the worst human beings in the world were just traumatized children first. Maybe those events took place because somebody did something to somebody else worse. Hear me out. And then Hitler come, then Stalin come. Like what? From that. Because somebody decided they want to get revenge, and now that the worst possible mind went through the worst possible thing and ain't got nothing but torture to give to the world because of it. It's like, nah, you coerce that. You let your demons, your inner demons, coerce you into a space that did more damage than you would have ever even known about. You'll go in your grave without ever knowing you created Stalin, but you did. Your inner demons know it. God know it. And now it's here because of what you did. And it's like, nah, we got to fathom that. We got to see that early. You're like, oh, wait a minute. So that's how that transpires? That's what my revenge does? That's what me thinking I'm getting back? That's what spin the block does? Yes, that's what spin the block does, man. And believe it or not, there are people out there who want you to spin the block who may not even understand that, but they want to see you do it because they just as evil as your inner demons. They don't understand that they keep that culture up. It's going to bleed into their lifestyle too. They keep that culture up. It's gonna be something their grandkids mimic. You know what I mean? It's like, you gotta be careful what you let rappers do. because everybody else follows rappers. So all of y'all who want to invest in the deterioration of black people, you got to understand you're investing in the culture that deteriorates yourself too, because they're going to follow us. It's a nugget, man. I'm just going to be honest. So it's like, I just want people to understand, man, I don't speak to you guys as if I got it all together, but I do speak to you guys as if I'm somebody who needs to lean on God in ways that are simply unnatural at this moment in order to coerce myself into being able to deal with my problems. And because of it, he's giving me a bunch of things to share. He's not giving me necessarily what I'm looking for, which is the ability to get up and move around real quick. He's giving me the ability to tell everybody the God's honest truth about what it is that he's put in my heart to tell you. Your revenge is no good. Your inner demons want to use you as a force to take on energies that they plan on garnishing, but don't want to actually take on themselves. I tell you right now, them inner demons, if you could get them out of your body and have them take on all the energy that they bullcrap takes on, they wouldn't do none of it. They would stop because you protect them. They're cowards. That's why they harbor bodies. They can't stand and take on the energy they want to take on, so they got to get in other people's hearts, try to deal with them. Jump into hell, that's what they need to do. But nevertheless, the point is that the inner demons and these self-doubt and these various different things that keep you from God, they're really only meant to destroy things that you don't know you affect with what it is that you're doing. Yes, it'll destroy you, and everybody thinks it's only meant to destroy you. Nah, but it's meant to do something that you don't even know is going to happen. You know what I'm saying? And look, the way that it works, unfortunately, is that now, because you allowed that to take place, it's going to probably come back around and meet you on the back in some other way. That very same energy that you did whatever, it's going to come back around. It's going to do all 360. It's going to come around and it's going to meet you. Those who don't believe in karma, you'll see. So that's what it is, man. I think I'm going to end it here. This will conclude that very long therapy session. I don't even know if I make them 2. I might make them 2. I don't know. But the point is, I just want to come here and minister to everybody because that's what's on my heart. That's what gives me comfort, I guess. That literally was giving me comfort. And I'm looking forward to manifesting the truth in myself that this is something God's tired of. As I was telling you guys in the last video, he's sick of me being in this house. He's letting me know he's sick of me being in this house. He can't take it no more. That's why we getting out of here so fast, because he don't want to spend another second in this place with me, praying for him to do things that he cannot do through me as so long as I'm sitting here. So that's what I gotta say, man. I don't know how often the Laker videos and all that other stuff is gonna come with me going through what I'm going through this week, but when I settle to wherever I'm headed, I trust that God will give me an opportunity to use my voice, just like I've been doing. I trust he will leave me in a space where I'm not annoying people by doing what it is that I know I'm supposed to do, which is continue the process of what I built in here in the next place. So that's what I want to encourage everybody to believe, that you can start over, that you can carry forth, that you can overcome these inner demons or choose not to engage in nonsense or whatever it is that will help bring back the right energy toward you and your family. You can do that. You can do it starting with intentions on others for the better and not allowing your outrage for people's actions to turn you into an outrageous individual. BDF 44, I thank you all for watching.